Our clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Maori Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Maori Clinic.
When I heard the word cancer and that I was the person that had it, my first question to my doctor was, how long have I got? I was diagnosed with stage 1 prostate cancer. There were a lot of concerns that went through my mind, and I visited with my family. It's an emotional deal. I chose to get it out of my body. I wanted that cancer gone. And I asked the doctor, kind of put him on the spot, said, if I was your father, what would you recommend? He said, I'd recommend a radical with the Da Vinci method, the least invasive and the quickest recovery of any that we have available today. I had the surgery performed at Salina Regional Health Center. It's a very safe way to get this done. There were just 5 small incisions, and that was it. I was up and around a few hours after surgery, walking the halls. Within 3 weeks, I was back to doing pretty much whatever I needed to do. Considering everything that was done, it was relatively simple.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.
Welcome again to Salina Access TV Friday Night Football. This is week 5, second day of week 5 since Central had a home game last night, hosted Mays. We have South hosting Hutch. This is going to be a really good game. A lot of eyes around the state are on this because, first of all, South beat Hutch last year and kind of humbled them. The first loss that Randy Dreiling had against South in his tenure at his home field of Hutch. So they want to come here and return the favor. But the problem is they come banged up. They're missing their starting fullback and 2 middle linebackers. And they got some other people playing with some injuries. They're not 100%. And that's the part of the game. The South is too. They're missing their backup quarterback. They're missing Salmons, one of their linemen. They're also missing their backup tailback, Eric McCullough. So it's kind of a war of attrition right now with high school football and the physicality of the sport. But I expect a good game. South wants to test those linebackers, see what they can do. Randy knew that, so he said they're going to have some packages to try to help the linebackers out, which I'm thinking they're going to bring his safety up into the box. I asked him that 3 times, and he kept smiling at me and goes, no, I'm not going to give you the answer. You're going to have to wait and see. But I think they're going to bring a linebacker up and to try to help out these young linebackers. I mean, a safety up to help these young linebackers. I don't know. It should be a very good game, and I'll see you at the start of the game.
Hutchison will be kicking off to start tonight's game. Out for kickoff duties for the Salthawks, number 21. Back deep.
Well, folks, here we are. Week number 5, South hosting Hutch, and they're kicking deep. And Mr. Nachbar, and I want to say to him what I think I said about Malik last night. He needs to take it north and south. There's so many kids now at the high school level are just as fast as each other, and you really don't get a whole lot of yards, do all that running side to side, and you got to run north and south. I know he was trying to get over behind that the blocking wedge, but this is South's first series, and it's a Justin Stonebreaker. Now it's just going to be a sprint, and they're not going to catch him. They are not going to catch him.
Touchdown, Salina South.
That is 74 yards in one play. He faked it to Mike Jones around the left, and he followed him around the left. And Mike wasn't really blocking. Mike was just carrying out the fake. And there was a huge gap over there. The wide receivers had locked up their 2 men, and he goes untouched. If you've been listening to me, you know that Justin is part of the 4x100 relay team. It's intercepted. They muffed the place, and I don't know if it was a low snap or the holder just muffed it, and then they tried to throw it, and defense was there. So with 11:42 on the clock, you got to score. Salina South 6, Hutch 0. The only downside to that play was the muffed extra point. Well, if you're Coach Sellers, you're happy about that. If you're Coach Dryling, you're not happy about that. You always like to start the game on a positive note, and I can tell you right now, Randy Dryling's not going to be real happy with that outcome. As I kind of said in the pregame, that the South coaches told me they want to test these replacement backup linebackers. They want to see what they're capable of doing. We're going to have to wait how they're going to do it. He said they want to run at them, but they also want to run from side to side. And let their quick man, Justin Stonebreaker and tailback Mike Jones, use their speed in space. It's a short kick, about the 10. And going to carry up over the 35. I think it was Cart right about in between the 15 and the 20. And that's where they will start, at the 37-yard line. Like I said, they're missing their fullback. And the fullback has always been key in their offense. But as Coach Sellers told me, he says, Stu, you know, this is Hutch. They're always going to reload. It's just a quick pitch to the up man. Around the right, following a pulling guard. Deco Pope is a sophomore running back for Hutch, and that might be the backup to the fullback. I don't know if he might have enough for a first. I think he's got enough for a first.
Number 27, DeKel Pope, again the Hutchison ball player. Tackle by number 34, the Cougars, Richard Walters.
That'll be a new set of downs.
One on the play results in a first down for Hutchinson.
There's that lead. There's a fumble. There was a fumble on the play. Let's see who comes up with it. There's still a fight for it down below.
Number 27, DeKel Pope, the ball carrier for Hutchinson.
Now they're going to say that even though a South player came out of the off the ground with it, they're going to say it was Hutch ball.
Play results in a 9-yard pickup, second down run for Hutchinson.
Coach Settlers and Paul Dreiling both told me on defense they're just going to stress on playing gap sound, assignment sound defense, and but on Coach Dreiling did say he's got something he's going to try to help out these two backup linebackers. Well, that's the second first down that Hutch had in this drive.
First down, 10, Hutchinson from the Cougar 39-yard line.
It was a quarterback keep, and then the option. He's going to get some, but not a whole lot of yards.
Number 2, Austin.
They mark him down inside. No, he didn't get inside the 35. You're going to mark him down to 36.
Number 34, Richard Walters.
That's a pickup of 3.
It's a gain of 3. Second down, 7 for Hutchinson.
With all the misdirection Hutch likes to do in their offense, that's why you really got to stay true to your gap, not get outside of your gap, because you can give off a real long play. And Hutch called a timeout. There was something. I don't know if there was a formation mistake or not, because I did not see that the backfield judge has started his 5-second count on the play clock. He runs the field clock, both game and play clock. He's the official timekeeper. And when there's 5 seconds left to go in the play clock, he'll start a hand count like you see a referee do the 10-second count in basketball and bring the ball up over midcourt. That way it allows the offense to know that you're within 5 seconds of running into a problem.
The team will get a percentage of all sales at Bogies on this coming Tuesday night. You must be sure to tell them you are with the Salina South High football team when you order. We will see you on Tuesday night at Bogies.
But I think the way he was pointing to somebody, I think it was more of a somebody was not in the right formation. That was blown up. That was blown up behind the line of scrimmage.
Number 19,
Richard Walters, I believe, is a linebacker. Number 34, yeah, he's a running back and linebacker. He got great penetration, and that's a loss of 2 yards. And now you go from 3rd and 7 down to, second and 7 to 3rd and 9. And it's going to be completed down to the 28-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. When I talked to Randy before the game, I asked him, so what you got up your sleeve for tonight? He looked at me and smiled and goes, well, we're going to pass all night long. And I was with a friend of mine who is the Hutch radio personality. We both just kind of looked at each other and started laughing. He goes, then we both looked like, yeah, what are you really going to do? And I said, well, I think I know what you're going to do. He said, what's that? I said, you're going to move the chains. That's why you want to keep South's offense off the field. He said, yep, you know me. He said, you don't need to answer the questions, Stu. I said, I've watched you enough times, Randy. I know what you like to do. You like to keep your offense on the field and give your defense a time to rest. And I said, did 3 years of working under Coach Stonebreaker kind of give you that? He goes, yeah, I did learn that from Stoney. He goes, but I also learned it from my high school days too, so. Okay, we had a problem with a shoe down here. They're going to have to replace them. Okay, I believe that was Cade Calvert. It is the senior defensive back. There's a fumble, but we also had Richard Walters. They came into the neutral zone. When that man goes in motion, he's starting to jump up in there. And he cannot do that.
Following the 5-yard penalty, second down and 4 for the Saltbox at the Salina South 22.
You can move along the defensive line and you can move around that defensive line. You just can't go into the neutral zone, which is the length of the football across the width of the field. He's going to follow it in, and he's going to be stopped right there. Now Turner Wentz has been banged up some this year. He got hurt in the Central game, was not able to finish the game versus Central, first game of the year. And Turner Wentz is not a real big kid. Let me remember what his number is here. He's 5'10", 170, so he's not carrying a lot of meat on his bones. It's 3rd and 3. Got a man going in formation, and he faked it to fullback who got his lunch ate, but no one came up to meet the quarterback. And have a little extracurricular activity after the play. Well, they got a first down at the 13-yard line. Okay, there's a fumble on the ground again. No, they're going to stay down. They're going to stay down, but it's going to be a loss all the way back to about they're going to say 21-yard line. South is getting great penetration, and that's what's causing this. They're getting penetration. They take the fullback out of the play immediately, which forced Turner Wentz, the quarterback, to make a quick pitch. And the running back really wasn't even ready for the pitch yet. And he's going to have to get his head around. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Hutch does try to throw to offset these linebackers blitzing into the gap. That was just a quick hitter to the fullback.
Number 27, DeKel Pope, the ball carrier for Hutchinson.
He's already put the ball on the ground once, Mr. Pope.
Tackled by number 11, John McNabb.
And so if I'm South, I'm going to keep hitting him and see if I can get him to put that on the ground again. He's not a big guy either. They're looking to throw. Incomplete, threw it behind the man. I'll tell you what, folks, this wind is blowing a lot harder than it did last night, which is really going to impact, it's going to impact the,
Number 24, Avery Mitchell. 4th down, 13 for Hutchinson.
the way the ball is thrown. So they're going to go for a field goal. He's going to place the ball. Holder counts his men, make sure he has enough men on the field. He's going to Looks like that about the 23-yard line.
32-yard field goal, number 21, Cassidy Lemons.
And it's good.
The kick is good.
So South
With 4 minutes, 43
bent,
seconds
did not break.
Salina
So
South 6, Hutchinson 3.
you got to score with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock of Salina South 6, Hutch 3. This is going to be it's going to be a very interesting game how this shapes out, especially the way it started. South scored in their very first play. Hutch drove the ball down, got stalled, had to kick a field goal.
The winner will get half of the total donated, and the drawing will take place at the end of halftime. Tickets are being
So
sold now and will be through the end of the
I want to put a shout out to the, like I did last night, both Central and South booster clubs that feed us for free. We appreciate that. All right, you got the ball teed off, wind behind the back of the kicker. And that's going to go out of bounds, and that landed out of bounds. And this win is where last night's win was coming straight out of South. We have a little more of a cross breeze coming out of the I would say the northwest to the southeast, and that just took that ball and just kissed it right on out to the out of bounds marker.
As a result of the kickoff going out of bounds, Salina South will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
All right, here's the second series for South. This time they are going to Mike. He's going to have a hole. He's down over the 50. Got some great blocking at the corner and downfield. He's going to take it all the way down to the 45. That's a 20-yard carry. Even though Hutch had a man out there, that's what speed does for you. Mike just turned on the jets, went around him, and got downfield. There's a power lead. There's a flag, and that's usually in the neighborhood of holding.
Jones was tackled by number 4 of the Salthawks, Cody Curl. Gain of 2 on the play.
It is holding South. And that's, I believe, a spot foul. It should be 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Holding the call on the Cougars.
And that takes the ball back to just short. Well, I should say it from the other side. It's over the 45-yard line. It's flying south. It'll be a 1st down and 20 from there. That was a quarterback keeper. He faked it to the fullback, was going to follow the fullback up into the hole. And there was nothing there. No gain on the play. Play action. Had a man open. Just throw is not accurate with this win.
12, Justin Stonebreaker's pass intended for number 17, Walker Vincent. Falls incomplete. Third down, 20 for Salina.
He did have him open. He had a man underneath open as well. Against a team like Hutch, and against a team like South, you can't make mistakes like holding. It just puts you behind the 8 ball. Another play action. But he's to the underneath guy this time, which was Zach Nakbar. He's going to be down inside the 30. That's going to be enough for a first down. He was crossing underneath. And I'm glad someone up there in the press box for South Coasters must have saw on the play before when he threw it long that the underneath man was open, and he came back and hit him.
29 yards and a first down for the Cougars.
Just a quick pitch to Mike Jones around the corner. And they're going to tackle him for a loss. They did not get that corner pin. You got to get that defensive end or linebacker, and you got to get to his outside shoulder, and you got to pin him to the inside so that your man can get to the corner.
It's a loss of 3 on the play. Second down, 13.
So now you have second down, 13. So Mike's gone for 74-20 and -3 on his first 3 carries. This was a handoff to him.
Number 28, Mike Jones, Cougar ball credit.
And he's not going to have another no gain. And that's another thing you got to get away from. You got to get away from plays of no gain. You got to get some kind of positive yardage on every snap. He's looking to throw. And it's going to be a touchdown. Zach Nakmar, the defender who had let Zach get behind him, tried to undercut the pass, but Justin threw it high enough that Zach was able to go up and catch it, come down, turn, and just run in. Didn't really have to sprint into the end zone. And South's second drive ends in a touchdown as well. To see if they can get this kick go. Yes, they did. This one goes through. So with a minute 53 to go in the first period, you got to score. Salina South 13.
With 1 minute 53 seconds
And
remaining in the first quarter.
Hutch
Salina
3.
South 13. Hutchison.
Well, I'm going to tell you the one of the players kind of hurt South more than another, and that is Eric McCullough, who is the backup tailback. He's the one that comes in and gives Mike Jones a break. I believe Aaron Marr can play that. He also plays wide receiver, but Aaron has played running back in his day. I know Richard Walters is a running back, but I thought he played more on the fullback. He was the backup to Mr. Fox, who's the starting fullback. Eric told me I ran into him, Dalton Wassenberg, and Cole Hoover. All three of them are juniors, all key backup people. And Dalton might be out a little bit longer than the other two. He got a bruised shoulder, and that might take a couple weeks for it to heal. All right, now here's a nice deep kick. That's going to take him back, and he fumbled it into the end zone and out of the end zone. If that had gone out like at the 1 or 2 yard line, now that would have been a real break for us, but that was a break for Hutch by going out the end zone. So Hutch will start their 20. Let's see if South does a little something different. They're going to keep going and they're going to tackle a huge loss. That Turner Wentz, I actually thought he'd give it to the fullback, so I took my eyes off it, and I realized he didn't look back, and they're driving him back. That's going to be a loss back to the 14-yard line. Loss of 6. That's Turner Wentz. Fake to the fullback, and then went around, kind of off tackle on the right. They go to 6, get back to the original line of scrimmage. Be 3rd down and 10 from there. Now South needs to hold them, force them into a punt. I don't know if y'all can see number 7, Traven Slayton, and those lime green shoes and socks he's got on. He's not going to have it. He's not going to have it. They're going to drop him at the 25, just over the 25.
The ball carrier for Hutchison. Tackled by number 11, John McNabb of the Cougars.
And I believe South is called a timeout to force the punter to punt into the wind. And I actually like that call. I mean, I hope we don't need that timeout towards the end of the second quarter, but I like this call because you're making them to punt into this wind. And this wind is really blowing. Go. You got 2 men back there who can return it the whole distance. Very short punt. They're telling everybody to get away from it. It just went over to the 46-yard line. That's a 21-yard punt.
20 yards. Salina South will take over 1st and 10 from the Hutchison 46-yard line.
Now that was a good timeout. Now you've got the one at your back for 20 seconds. You go ahead and try to throw and put one in the end zone on one shot here. You got 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. Tight end right. It was a delay handoff read by Stonebreaker to Mike Jones. He could take it down to the 44, pick up a 2. And I got to tell you, folks, I made a mistake of not bringing a jacket.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter with the score of Salina South 13 and Hutchison 3. If you're a South fan, that's definitely the way you want to see this game start. And I see that my cameraman and the co-producer, James, didn't bring a coat either. But I got a call into my family, see if they would bring me a jacket I could pick up at halftime. James can't do that because his wife Heather is actually here working, helping us. And his daughter Samantha, who's been a volunteer this past couple of years, graduated, and she's in at Fort Hays in the band. So I need to ask, is Sam going to be marching tomorrow? Is Sam going to be marching tomorrow? Yes. It's homecoming tomorrow for Hays, so that's going to be a good. So is mom and dad? Is mom and dad going to Hays for homecoming? No, they are not. They said they went a couple weeks ago to watch. But she's in the marching band, in the drum section. I believe she's there on a scholarship to play the drums. Well, if we're going to attack the linebackers, we got to at least be able to move the linemen to get, so we can attack the linebackers. And that's not been happening right now. Most of the yards we've been getting is either through the air or to the outside. But that's another way you can test those little linebackers, is test their lateral speed from side to side. Remember, it takes longer to react to a play than someone who knows what the play is doing. Maybe another play action. Yep. Broke some tackles, now he's running. He's got some speed. He get a block. They're going to throw a flag. They're going to throw a flag. They threw a flag. Because it was a block in the back. He did not get in front of him on that crackback block. And he's got to get his head and helmet in front of him. But it is a spot foul, I believe. It'll be from right there. Yes. Be a block in the back. It's still first down though, but they don't get the touchdown.
The call is blocking the back on the Cougars.
We were always told if you can't see the front of their jersey, you let them go. But it's a split-second game, folks, and it's sometimes you think you can get there and you're trying because you're trying to make a play, trying to help your teammate out and get him in the end zone. I didn't catch all that because his mic is not very good right now with the wind. But South has a first down at the 29-yard line of Hutch. As a Justin, a keeper, he faked it and it came around the left. And then Mike Jones turns into a lead blocker. And that's a 7-yard pickup down to the 22.
It's a gain of 7, second down 3 for the Cougars.
I'm doing good. I'm being good. I got Katie McDonald's parents sitting in front of me. Oh, there should have been a grab. There should have been a grab.
Justin Stonebreaker's pass intended for number 19, Zach Knox.
There was a grab.
Incomplete. Coverage by number 11, Spencer Cox.
And that's why I've been advocating for having 2 officials back there in the defensive backfield, because he was not in position to make that call, be able to see the call. So he had to call what he saw. He didn't see a penalty. That's why we had another official on this side. He would have had an angle to see that and make that call. And I think we need a 6-man team in high school, especially with all the passing that they do now. It's a quick hitter to Ryan Fox, I believe.
Number 25, Ryan Fox.
Yep. And Ryan's a fighter. He'll keep fighting.
Tackles made by
he pick up 2 yards, make him a yard short of the first down.
Gain of 2 on the play.
You got 4th and 1. And I would just do a quarterback sneak, especially since the linebackers are so far off. If this referee sticks with it, it's going to be enough for a first down. If this referee over here sticks with where he's got his foot, I think it's enough for a first down.
Again, a run on the play. First down.
It is enough for a first down. Justin took a good solid hit, but he popped right back up. Now they bring the fullback out and bring a wide receiver in.
It'll be first down 10.
Look, they're going to go into the
19-yard line.
Wildcat formation. And it's a handoff to Zach Nackmeyer, who was in coming in motion from the left to the right. I had to make sure because I thought maybe Justin had held on to it.
The Cougar ball carrier.
And he's going to carry all the way down to the 15.
Luther Tolbert of the
A pickup of 4.
To gain a 4 on the play.
Second down and 6 from there.
Second down 6.
But I was just saying about Katie McDonald, she's my daughter played basketball from about the 6th grade on with Katie. And Katie's an excellent, I played basketball together and volleyball, but basketball together since 6th grade, and Katie's quite a softball player. Back in the shotgun again. Missy fake, and he's going to keep it. And he's going to score. He's going to score. That's speed. He faked it, went off tackle on the left side, off tackle, and just raced into the end zone. And I thought Katie's brother was in college. Where at? Bethany. He's wrestling, but he's missing football. I understand. I understand. I'm 54 years old. I still miss football. That kick is good. So with 9:03 to go in the second quarter, we have a score: Salina South 20, Hutch 3.
Salina South 20, Hutchison 3.
And I know that Bethany's the arch rival of my school, Kansas Wesleyan, but they are a good school. They are a good school. And when Ted Kissinger was there, he was a great coach, and plus he was a great Christian guy. And folks, if I remember correctly, it wasn't towards the end of his career I didn't find out that he was an ordained pastor. He was an ordained Presbyterian pastor, and which made sense because he was a class act all the way around. Him and Coach Bissell at Kansas Wesleyan go back years. They're good friends, and that just. And Coach Biss would not be around somebody who was not a class act. And I'm glad. Now, does Wesleyan have a wrestling team yet? Wesleyan? Nope. They're planning on getting one. Well, after they spend all the money on this new stadium, maybe they will be able to. But they sure got the gym for a wrestling match. They got that facility at Kansas Wesleyan right now, folks. It rivals, I've been told, Pitt and Emporia. I mean, it is an awesome facility. I mean, it's just a really awesome facility. And I saw the final plan that I think got okayed by the planning commission for the new football / track / soccer stadium, and it's going to be an awesome stadium. I'm really excited for it. They'll start construction, folks, right after football season. They're supposed to be done in time for football season next fall. And you saw that how hard the wind's blowing. It just blew the ball off the tee again. That means they're going to have to bring a player up to hold it, just like a holder. All right. He's kicking a bouncer. That's going to go out of bounds.
Kick goes out of bounds. Flag on the play.
So that will ball be at the 35 of Hutch.
As a result of the kick going out of bounds, Hutchison will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Well, folks, I don't know what the temperature is right now, but it sure has cooled down. And I see a lot of these young kids in shorts and t-shirts. I might be in a t-shirt, but at least I got pants on. Oh, there's a quarterback keeper, and it's a ball on the ground. Ball's on the ground.
The ball fumbles on the play. Ball is recovered by number 11.
Covered by South. Turner Wentz went around, and the South player just reached out, and as he ran past him, got his hand on the ball. The ball bounced forward, And both Turner Wentz and they said number 11, who is John McNabb, a senior, 5'8", 163-pound linebacker, fought for it, and John came up with it. Hand off to Mike. They'll cut around one guy. He's going to come down inside the 40. He's so quick and so elusive.
Tackled by a pair of Salt Hawks, number 10, Kofi, and number 11, Spencer Cox.
I agree.
To pick up a 9
Mr. McDonald told me he runs like a deer. He's very smooth in his running style. It doesn't look like he's running all out, but he really is. He just does it so smoothly. His dad was quite a football player in his day as well. There was a
number 12, Justin Stonebreaker,
Justin
quarterback keeper.
Should have gave it to Ryan Fox.
By number 76.
He's going to lose a yard or two.
It's a loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down 2.
And he got it pretty good because there was good penetration on that side of the line for Hutch. If I remember right, Mr. McDonald went to state last year for wrestling. And you finished what? O'Donnell, excuse me. Yeah, right. I forgot the O. And he got hurt. Wasn't able to compete at state. And he wrestles in one of those tough weights, which is kind of like what, about 165? And those weight classes right there, those are some of the toughest weight classes to wrestle in. I mean, they're just, these kids are very well muscled, they're strong, and they're quick. You see the little guys, they're quick. And of course, you got the big guys that are kind of lumbering. But when you get those middle weights where you combine quickness and speed and strength, that's some really, really tough wrestling. See, this is going to be enough for a first down. It's enough. It's going to be a first.
Mike Jones' run officially goes for 2 yards. Good enough for a Cougar first down. First to town, Salina South at the Hutchinson 36-yard line.
Well, South needs to take this, go punch us in the end zone. They need to get Hutch down and get him down big. That will take Hutch out of their game plan. They'll have to start throwing a little bit more. And that's where South's defense can lay their ears back, especially that front line, and just really get after them. There's just a quick throw out to Zach. Makes one man miss. He's going to be down inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line.
Justin Stonebreaker's pass complete to number 19, Zach Nuckbar.
That's going to be pick up 9 yards.
Tripped up on the play by
and folks, you've heard me advocate. I love that play. If the defender's going to line up 8-10 yards off the line of scrimmage from you, give them those quick hitters. You're guaranteed 5-6 yards or more of crack. And you see he made the first man miss and picked up 9. Central was doing that very effectively last night. He faked it, and Justin's going to keep it, and he's going to be out of bounds and down inside the 25 to the 23 and enough for a first down.
Runs around right in.
And Mike Jones turned into who he faked it to, turned into a lead blocker, got a shoulder on the linebacker out there.
It's a gain of 5.
That's all he needed to do with Justin's speed. He was able to get around him and get upfield and get enough for a first down. Plus with some extra. Another quick hitter. Uh-oh, he's going to score. That happens when you make the first man miss. Another one of those quick hitters, folks. Touchdown pass at 23 yards.
23-yard touchdown reception. Out to try the point after, number 10, Kevin Krause.
Here's Kevin Krause here to kick. Kick is up and good. So with
6
6 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock, you got a score. South 27,
Salina South,
Hutch 3.
27. Hutchison.
And Kevin Cross is who I thought he is. Kevin Cross is a friend of my daughter. They were in band together for years, and I believe in choir. And Kevin's a big KU fan, and Laura's a big K-State fan. My dad went to K-State, and she's had uncles on both sides of the family go to K-State, and she's got her older brother is at K-State. So, and when Ron Prince was coach and K-State wasn't very good in football, she caught a lot of flack from Kevin. And then when Bill Snyder came back in the turn and K-State's been winning, she's been giving it right straight back. I love my daughter. She is a Spitfire.
We want to remind fans in
She's a little bit more like to
Salina
me.
South
She's
yearbook is
a lot like me in
Tackle
personality.
the Cure to help end cancer.
My wife is a
Help them by
very
donating
quiet
your loose change
person.
to the cups located
Anyone who
in
knows
the
Laura
concession
knows that
stand
she's not
t-shirts.
quiet.
All donations will
And
be
she has
collected
Dad's
through the
love
account
of verbiage.
and then be donated to the Tammy Walker Cancer Center of Salina. Your donations are greatly
They're pushing for
appreciated.
donations to the
Go
Tammy Walker
Cougars.
Cancer Center, and I'm all for that. I've lost too many family members and friends to cancer. I absolutely hate cancer. Hate it with a passion, truly do.
Out to kick off again for the Cougars, number 54, Dalton Harmon.
That and diabetes.
Back deep, number 23,
Hate 'em both.
Luther Tolbert, and number 2, Austin Garcia.
Here's the kick, another bouncer this time. Picked up by an up back. He made one man, but not the second or third.
Kickoff is taken by number 22, Jaden Casanova of the Salt Hawks.
And number 11 for Hutch comes up
Tackle
limping.
was made by number 13, Drew Hilt.
He is the wide receiver who got burned by Zach Nakbar in this last touchdown.
First and 10, Hutchison from their own 31-yard line.
All right, Hutch gonna have to do something. They gotta do something. They're down by 24 points. They need to do something here. Here we go. What a play.
Now in at quarterback, number 12, Braden Wells for the Salt Hawks.
And I think
His
that was
tackle
Braden
for a
by
loss by number 87
Yeah,
of the Cougars,
Braden Burlew. He's a junior, 5'11", 214 defensive end who shot through there and got the hands on Turner Wentz before he could do a pitch. And when you got someone contact, you're just told, hang on to that ball, don't try to do a pitch because you end up not hitting your man and causing a fumble. And you get a loss of 3 yards on the play. There's a double lead. And South is really, after that first series where Hutch marched down the field and was held to a field goal, they really haven't done much since then,
Gain of 2 on the
including
play.
a turnover.
Third down 11.
Got a young man here who's playing and singing and putting on a show. Oh man, that lead. Oh, another fumble. Another fumble.
Number 27, DeKal Pope, the ball carrier for Hutchison.
That's DeKal Pope. Oh, the officials say no, that the ball was down. Either his knee was on the ground or when he hit the ground, the ball bounced out. But that was enough for a first down. That is DeKal Pope, the sophomore. He's got some speed. So they're going to have to watch him up the middle.
First down 10, Salt Hawks from their own 42-yard line.
Get a drink, folks. Whip my whistle. Turner's back to throw it, and it was overthrown.
Number 12, Braden Wells' pass intended for number 2, Austin Garcia. The pass attempt falls incomplete. Coverage.
Sorry, folks. I'm just going to keep the paperwork down underneath my drink and keep my hands in my pockets so I have at least part of my upper body warm. Now, I like cool weather, but all I need is either my windbreaker or my hoodie. They got 2nd and 10 from the 42. quarterback keeper.
Number 12, Braden Wells on the quarterback keeper.
You got Braden Wells in at quarterback right now. There's a flag and 2 flags.
Tackle was made by number 22.
We had a South man on the field, and there was been some extracurricular kind of pushing and shoving, and now we got a flag. Unsportsmanlike Hutch. That's going to move him back 15 yards. And that will be a dead ball foul, so there won't be a repeat of the down. So you're going to go from about 3rd and 4. Should be about a 3rd and 19 maybe. Let's see. And that's dead ball. So they.
Dead ball penalty.
Yep, dead ball.
Following the 15-yard.
3rd and 19. My math was right.
Flag, it will be 3rd down, 19 for Hutchison from their own 33-yard line.
See if Turner's back in. No, he's not. And the quarterback's going to be sacked for a lot. Braden Wells.
Number 87, Braden Burlew.
All the way back to the 25. That's a loss of 8 more. So now you got a 4th and 26.
Brings up 4th down and 27 for Hutchison.
Or as my dad would say, 4th and a country mile.
Out to punt for the Salthawks, number 30, Devin Patterson.
And you have 2 men
Deep
back
for the
deep.
Cougars. Number 19, Zach
Nakbar. It was blocked. It was blocked. And picked up by a South guy.
The kick is blocked by number 52 of the Cougars, Garrett Mortimer.
Let me see. Number 52 is Garrett Mortimer, a senior, 6 foot, 186 pound offensive lineman linebacker.
It'll be 1st and 10.
Be 1st and 10 at the
26-yard line.
Mark it at the 26. And boy, the wind just picked up. And now we have I can see some stars. I can see some stars. Well, we had a major thunderhead, but it just that grew up southeast of Salina. And there's another quick hitter to the outside out there. Going to take it down inside to 20.
Complete to number 83, Mitch Rose.
Going to take it down just short of the 15.
By number 3 of the Salthawks, Lucas Dunbar. A gain of 11 on the play.
And they're going to mark it. That's right at about the 15. So that's the 1st down, pickup of 11. Here's just a double lead handoff to Mike, making people miss, and he's going to get down inside to 10. Folks, there's no way he should have made that yardage. He should have been tackled for a loss at least twice. At least twice. And he takes a loss and turns it into a pickup of 5 yards. This kid is really electric. He doesn't have the power that Cody Busby had. I think he's a little quicker than Cody, but he's a lot shiftier than Cody. There you go, hand pass. Justin.
Number 12, Justin Stonebreaker.
Faked it to Mike Jones, coming back to the left, and then came around and followed a guard pulling up around the right side. Take it down to the 13-yard line.
It's a gain of 2.
Pick up a 2, 3rd down and 3. South student section cheering that, hey, we want a touchdown.
Justin Stonebreaker.
The pass was behind Zach Nakbar. It's just a quick slant towards the goalpost. And
coverage on the play by number 23, Luther Colbert.
Knockbar.
4th down 3.
Thank you.
From the Hutchinson 8-yard line.
And it was behind Zach. I don't know if it was tipped or anything. Now you got a 4th down and 3. And he's going to drop it and to turn the ball over on downs.
Pass intended for number 83, Mitch Rhodes.
And
Incomplete. Salina South
I don't know if he just took his eye off it to see where the defender was.
It'll be 1st and 10, Salthawks from their own 8-yard line.
I like the call though, but just didn't complete the pass. Now, South defense has got Hutch pinned inside the 10. You got 1:30 on the clock. And I believe Braden, the backup quarterback, is still in for Hutch. Yep, Braden Wells. There's a double lead and some missed tackles. He's going to carry up over the 20. Austin Garcia, who was out of the first game against Central, is back in Hutch's lineup.
To gain a 14, 1st and 10, Hutchinson at their own 22-yard line.
That was a pickup of 14. Just a straight ahead power.
27, DeKel Pope.
You're at a minute now and counting down. I think Randy's wanting to get this into halftime.
Alex Parker of the Cougars. Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down 5 for the Salthawks.
I think he's want to get in the locker room and just talk this out. And here's a quick pitch. Who was caught by a defensive lineman coming from behind. They had it so stacked up on the outside that he was not able to really get anywhere. And Cole Smith came up from behind as a defensive lineman and made a nice tackle.
Gain of 1 on the play.
They're going to give him a gain of 1, but I didn't really even see a gain of 1. Now you got the South sideline. Well, that's the half.
And at halftime,
For the score of Salina South 27, Hutch 3.
27.
And I'll see you at the halftime show.
3.
Welcome to the Maury Clinic halftime show, and what a first half it was for South. South came in, they're a little banged up, missing some people. Hutch came in, they're a little banged up, missing some people. I really thought this was going to be more of a dogfight because last year, South went down and humbled Hutch on their field. That's the first loss that Randy Dryling ever had on his field from Salina South, and they wanted to come back and get some payback. But we're looking at a score of Salina South 27, Hutch 3. And really only one drive Hutch has had, and that was their first drive, and then they got held and had to kick a field goal. And South has scored quick. They scored in their very first play from scrimmage of the game. Then Mike Jones went 74 yards. And they've scored long plays. They've scored on long drives. They've scored about any way you can think of. They forced 2 turnovers on Hutch. So really, if you take away a failed drive here when South had the ball at the 8-yard line and 4th down and 3 and didn't make it, very well, you could have another touchdown to score up on that board. You could have a score of 34-3 right now. So I don't know what kind of changes Randy's going to be able to do. If I'm Sam Sellers, I'm not changing anything. You know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But Randy's got to get in. He's got to do some work. They got to get something going because Hutch has looked totally lethargic. Maybe it's just they are just being dominated, and they are being dominated at the line of scrimmage. Well, I really think something's going to happen in the second half. It might be South running away with it. Maybe Hutch will come back and try to make a game of it. We'll wait and see. I'll see you start the second half. Welcome to the second half of week number 5 in Friday night football with Salina Access TV, with Salina South hosting the visiting Hutch Salt Hawks, and South is up 27-3. Outside the first drive from Hutch, where they got held and had to kick a field goal, they really have not moved the ball consistently at all. Matter of fact, they've lost yards, have had several turnovers too. They put the ball on the ground 2 more times, but were able to keep up, get it back. So really this score could be a lot worse, and considering that South had the ball at Hutch 8-yard line on a 4th down and 3 from there, and the return's going to take it up to about the 24. Going to mark up the 25.
Taken by number 2, Austin Garcia.
And South was head on downs, or we could be looking at a 34-3 score right now. If Hutch wants to get back in the game, they've got to do something right now, and they've got to kind of get some kind of rhythm, get some positives going for them in their offense. They've got to put some points on the board. If not, they've not shown the ability to be able to stop South. South got them stopped themselves with 2 passing completions down there. Here's a quick hitter.
On first down, the Hutchinson ball carrier, number 27, DeKel Pope.
That's DeKel Pope, who's replacing the starting fullback, who's out for the game. And as I stated in the first half, they're missing their 2 inside linebackers for Hutch. They've got a number of people nicked up, but South's missing some people too. All of them are like key reserves. The one person they are missing is, of course, Ethan Mitchell, who is out for the year, had surgery on October 1st, and Coach Sellers told me that all the reports is the surgery went well, and he should have a full recovery.
Number 70, Alex Parker, and number 87, Brayden Burlew.
And Mr. Solomons, who is a lineman who they don't know yet if he still needs to have surgery or not, but Colin Solomons, who is a junior 6'1", 290-pound offensive defensive lineman, they tried a new brace and that didn't really work. They're going to wait and get much yards there. They're going to stop him at the 39.
Once again, it's number 27, DeKel Pope, the Hutchinson ball carrier.
But what they're going to decide here in the next couple of weeks, if it's not progressing, they're going to go ahead and schedule surgery. Now he's a junior, so of course he has his senior year to come back to. And Mr. Mitchell, he is a senior, so his senior year is done with football. But he had such a dominating game that first game, and such a great year last year. He's already received Division I full ride scholarships, and all of them want him just to shut him down for the year and just rehab and getting your knee ready for football next fall. All right, there's the quarterback. That's the linebacker, Richard Walters, out there. Took the fake of going towards the pitch man and let the Braden Wells, the quarterback, turn up and make yardage all the way down to the 43-yard line.
It's a gain of 18. Results in a first down. Hutchinson from the
You're always thought you're the first man. You take the quarterback, make him pitch, and you got to hope that someone else is going to come up, whether it's a safety or a defensive back, and gets the running back or the whoever is going to be the pitch man on that play. That's DeKel Pope again. DeKel is not a really big kid. He's fast. They got him listed as 5'9", 166. He's a sophomore. And now they haven't always had big kids. They've had some big kids that played that position, and then they've also had some quick kids that played that position. I remember his first name is Ben. I can't remember his last name. He's now a starting middle linebacker for the Kansas Jayhawks. Ooh, that DeKel Pope really got blasted.
And the quarterback keeper around the right end. Here we go, defense. Tackled by number 54.
But he didn't have the ball. The quarterback had the ball, and he took the ball down to the 31.
Resulting in a first down for the Salt Hawks.
And that's what South did in the first half. They let them have their opening drive, and they then held them and forced them into a field goal. They're going to get much there. He's going to get 2 yards on the play.
Number 27, DeKal Pope.
Wow, man, that's starting to chill.
Tackled by number 50, Cole Smith of the Cougars.
And my family did not bring my jacket,
Gain of 2 on the
so
play.
I might
Second
be an
down,
ice
8.
cube by the time the game's over with. So if you hear my teeth chattering over my talking, you will know why. The quarterback kept it, and the lineman actually ran kind of right past him, but was able to come back and help make the tackle. Going to pick up a 4. That's going to be 3rd down and 4 from there.
Gain of 4 on the play. Brings up 3rd down 4.
Now what South was doing to really disrupt this offense in the first half was get a lot of penetration. You know, I've preached that over the years. That's the way you stop any offense is penetration into the offensive backfield and disrupt the play before it ever gets started. Another quick hitter to DeKal Pope. He's going to have enough for the 1st down. He's going to take it inside the 20. They'll mark it just inside the 20.
Rushes up the middle for Hutchison. Tackled by number 54, Dalton Harmon of the Cougars. Gain of 6 on the play results in a 1st down for Hutchison.
And they're taking some time off the clock here. You're at 7:37 and counting. And this is really what Randy wants. Although they're going to have to score. They're down 24 points. But he doesn't want South's offense on the field. There's a fumble. Now it's just a scrum.
Fumble on the snap.
I think Hutch fell on it. They did.
By number 12.
Braden Wells fell on it, the backup quarterback. Turner Wentz, the starting quarterback, started the play, but he got dinged again. He was dinged in the first game against Central, did not finish the game. I don't know what kind of arm Braden has, although he's a quick kid. There's a pitch around to the right.
Number 27, DeKal Pope.
DeKal Pope. He's going to take it down inside the 20, down to the 18.
Tackled on the play by number 70, Alex Parker of the Cougars.
I think that's a pickup of about 4. Be 3rd down and 8 from there.
3rd down 8.
Let's see if they're going to run here. They're going to quick hitter to DeKal Pope. He's going to get down inside the 15.
Once again, number 27.
He's going to be about 4.5 yards short.
Tackled by number 65.
They're going to mark it just inside the 15. So that's going to be a 4th down on a long 4.
4 on the play. 4th down 4.
I wouldn't be surprised if they throw it, but I'm expecting a run. Defense can move as long as they were trying to get him to jump. They were trying to get him to jump. One defender didn't move, but as long as he didn't go into the neutral zone, you're good. So now Randy Dreiling has to burn a timeout for Hutch, which can come back and really bite them. And the wind chill up here is getting downright cold. And Hutch is going to go for it.
Following the Hutchinson timeout.
And they wasted a timeout then. If they were going to go for it, they should have gone for it and not burnt the timeout. You're down 24 points. You might need that timeout. He's going to have enough for a first down. There were some missed tackles out there on the sideline.
Number 22, Jaden Casanova, the ball carrier for.
Take it down to the 1 yard line.
A rush
That fullback got blown up again.
Good enough for a Hutchinson first down. It'll be first and goal at the 1 yard line.
And there, if I'm Hutch, I'm just going to power it in. That's that typical Hutch lineup, 1 back and 2 wings. They're going to do a quarterback sneak, and he didn't gain anything.
Wells on the quarterback keeper. No gain on the play. Tackled by number 11, John McNabb of the Cougars. Second down goal from the 1 yard line.
They're going to do it. DeKel Pope in, and he's in.
DeKel Pope, the Hutchinson ball carrier, 1 yard touchdown.
Hutch won the line of scrimmage on the second play. South won the line of scrimmage on the first play on that goal line stand. It's exactly what Hutch had to do, but they sure took a lot of time.
Out to attempt the Salt Hawk extra point, number 21, Cassidy Lemons.
Kick is up and good. So with 4:10 left to go in the third quarter, you got a score of Salina South 27,
Third quarter.
Hutch 9.
Salina South 27. Hutchinson
And
10.
that just that took a lot of time off. That's 7 minutes and 50 seconds worth of time. Now, if you're in the lead and you're trying to bleed a clock, that's a perfect drive. But if you're down by 24, we just got to score. They didn't add the extra point, but now it's 27-10. So you're down by 17 points. South needs to watch for something tricky. Now, onside maybe. I wouldn't put it past Coach Driley in doing something like that.
I wanted you to hold him because
And if you're on the sidelines and a football player in those football pants, I can tell you what, it can get a little chilly too. This is where you really wish you are playing. And that's what they did. They tried to do an onside kick. And the South up man.
21, Cassidy Lemons.
And they had their good hands guys up front.
Recovered by number 23, Josh Ferguson.
And it's going to be marked down just
Salina South will take
over the
first and
48.
10 at their own 48-yard line.
Now this is why it's a gamble. You're giving your opponent the ball almost at the 50-yard line. Less than 2 yards and they're in your territory. South needs to take this ball and go punch it in the end zone. Take some time off themselves. Here's a delay. Now it's just a foot race, so they're not going to catch him. They're not going to catch him. He broke, Mike Jones broke 2 tackles, went 52 yards. He went 74 yards on the first play of scrimmage in the first quarter for South. On the first play of scrimmage in the second half, he goes 52. That's 126 yards in 2 plays.
Out to attempt the extra point for the Cougars, number 10, Kevin Krause. Long snapper number
Randy
54, Dalton
Riley
Harmon.
sure did not want to
Holder,
see
number
that.
12, Justin Stonebreaker.
It was just a quick pitch, fullback and a lineman leading
Kick is
up
good.
the hole. He broke one arm
With
tackle,
3
then
minutes,
outraced
59
everybody.
seconds remaining in the
So
third
with
quarter.
3 minutes and 59
Salina
seconds,
South,
you got a score of
34.
Salina South 34,
Hutchison, 10.
Hutch 10. And folks, you take away that short little second or so it took for the onside kick. Only 11 seconds
At
clicked
this
off
time,
that
we would
clock.
like to announce the winner of the Bucks for the Band 50-50 pot. So if you could get your tickets out,
South answered right back.
tonight's winner who will split half of the pot with the Marching Cougar Marching Band. The winning ticket,
Well, I didn't buy the ticket, folks, so
9310. Again, 0839310. If the holder of the winning ticket could go back down underneath the west side grandstand in the concourse area to collect your
and
prize.
whoever wins the prize splits the pot with the band. I've known people in the past who just donated their half of the pot to the band. Here's another squibber. And it's been fumbled around. It's fumbled around. It's a live ball. South might have fell on it. One of the up men did not. They did. South has the ball. It bounced off his chest and bounced back towards the oncoming South coverman. And someone went diving in and got it.
32-yard line.
Well, a friend of mine, Alan Foster, his son Jacob, is the backup punter, was going to play tonight, and he's a sophomore, and we hadn't had a chance to get him out there and do his thing. South could really put the proverbial nail in the coffin here. Oh, he's open, and he's going to score. Touchdown. Zach Nakbar.
Justin Stonebreaker to number 19, Zach Nakbar. 32-yard
That goes 32-yard touchdown.
Out to attempt the
And-
point after number 10, Kevin Cross.
I would say this is a quick strike offense. You've had two offensive plays in the second half, and you've had two scores. The 52-yard run and a 32-yard pass play.
Cross's kick is good.
So with 3:47 left to go in the third quarter, you got to score South 41, Hutch 10.
Hutchison 10.
Hutch scored with 4:10 left on the clock. And in 23 seconds, South has scored 14 points. That's amazing. That's amazing. 14 points in 23 seconds. Both Jim and I are smiling about that.
Huh?
I said we're both smiling about that. 14 points in 23 seconds.
I think Coach is probably smiling about that.
He said probably coaches. I can guarantee you Sam's smiling about that. But if Sam's the coach I think he is, he's still going to look at the missed opportunity in the first half. Everybody has learned under Bill Snyder in this part of the world.
Back deep for the Saltbox,
Yes,
number
you
2,
win,
Austin
but you
Garcia.
always want to improve. You always want to get better. It's something that's got to happen day in, day out. In practice and in game, get better every snap. Now they're going to kind of a pooch it deep. He's going to catch it about the 15. He's going to try to cut across. He's got some room, but he's not going to go. He got knocked out
With the return
at
for
about the
Saltbox.
47-yard line.
Out of bounds by number 54, Dalton.
Somebody got out of their lane, and
The return
that's
is
what
out to
happens.
the Hutchison 47
You got to
yard
stay
line.
in your lane all the way
First
down
and
the
10,
field.
Saltbox.
going to be a quick hitter again to DeKel Pope.
Number 27, DeKel Pope, the Hutchinson ball carrier.
He's not going to get anything. That could be a no gain.
A host of Cougar defenders. No gain on the play. Second down, 10.
Now, I don't know if they're shooting a linebacker or if they're stunting their defensive lineman. And I'm going to ask a friend of mine, Dan Mendocino, if he will see if they're stunting their tackles or shooting linebackers. They're stunting their tackles, he said. Thank you. I'm trying to watch the play, and I can't really watch the line play at the same time. He's going to be a quarterback keeper. Someone ran right past him.
Number 12, Braden Wells, the ball carrier for the Salthawks.
He's not real tall, and he's quick. He dips behind those linemen.
It's a gain of 11 on the play. Tackled by number 52.
When I'm watching a game, I love to watch the defense and offensive line go at it. But as you call a game, you got to kind of follow the ball, and this is a very misdirection type offense, and too many times I thought someone else had it. There's a quick hitter.
Number 27, DeKel Pope, the ball carrier. Tackled by number 65, Ethan McCray.
And he didn't get anything. He was tackled by both a linebacker and a defensive tackle. And he's going to have they're going to mark a loss? No, they're not.
Gain of 2 on the play.
They're gain of 2. There's a quick pitch to the man in motion. Again, he's not going to get much. They're stunting their tackles.
Once again, the Hutchinson ball carrier.
And one of their tackles, he's a 302-pound kid, and I've watched him a little bit, and he's not really slow.
Brings up third down 7 for Hutchinson.
He's not really slow. He's got some movement in him. They're doing a twist on the tackles and stunting them, letting one cross in front, the other cross around behind. They get some good penetration there. He got hit.
Number 12,
they put the ball on the ground.
Hit on the play by number 22, Kate Fowler.
And fumble. South has the ball.
Number 50, Cole Smith of the Cougars.
I believe that is the 4th turnover by Hutch. And I can bet that if this is the way the game is going to go, that at the end of the game, Coach Dryling will probably be peeling paint. There's a hop step by Mike Jones. He's still on his feet. All the way down inside the 50. He's going to be marked down to the 46.
Tackled on the play by number 14, Shelby Collison.
South is just gouging Hutch right now. That is surprising to see this. It's really nice surprising to see this. We'll take this surprise any day of the week. Justice Stonebreaker is going to keep it and go off tackle on the right side.
Stonebreaker on the quarterback keeper.
And he has some reads on that.
Tackled by number 16.
And I believe he's reading the linebacker and the defensive end.
It's a gain of 3, second down 7 for the Cougars.
Boy, the wind has really picked up now. It is just whipping. The flag is just standing out from the pole. Got a man open. Got him. Down to about the 20. Mitch Ross, number 83. Mitch is a senior, 6'3", 163-pound wide receiver and defensive back.
The completion is good for 23 yards, another first down for the Cougars.
South score here, and this could really be officials timeout. The wind moved the ball. The wind moved the ball. So what the umpire do is umpire will hold that with his feet until the center gets up and holds it.
At the end of the third
Well, that's the end of the third quarter.
Score.
Slide South 41, Hutch 10.
41. Hutchison 10.
And I wonder how much longer Coach Sellers will keep the starters in the game. I think if South scores here, you'll see the starters go.
The Salina South alumni boosters would like to
And
invite
even
all
though
alumni boosters to join them
South has
tonight
been blown out
after
many
the
times
game
by Hutch,
at Hickory Hut Barbecue on West Crawford.
I don't see
Hickory Hut will be closed to the public.
Sam trying to run up the score here and endanger his starters in this game.
We hope to see everyone at Hickory Hut after the game to support the Salina South Cougars.
That brings the ball to this end of the field so we have a better eye view of the situation. If you don't know, I am standing outside. I'm not in the booth. I'm out by the camera. That booth is just, press box needs to be redone, folks. We need to redo it. First of all, it is not ADA. Good run.
Number 28, Mike Jones.
Mike Jones going to carry it down to about the 12-yard line. Pick up at 8 yards.
76 of Hutchison. Keith Davidson. It's a gain of 9 on the play, second down 1.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just keep this on the ground. They did a quick hitter with Ryan Fox, I believe. He's going to get a yard on the play, down to the 11.
Number 25, Ryan Fox. The ball carrier for Salina South. No gain on the play, third down 1.
Okay, you got third down and 1 from the 11. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to fight the cold here. I was in a little bit of a hurry. Dick was not prepared. Here's a lead by Mike Jones. Make one guy miss. He's going to get down to the 6-yard line. That's going to be a first down and goal to go from there.
Tackled on the play by number 10, Colton Fee.
Now, if South can play like this for the rest of the year, they should be a contender for the state championship. If they keep playing offensively and defensively, and if they can get these people back that are nicked up, not the people out for the year, but the people who are nicked up, it's just going to make them that much better of a team. Justin faked it to Ryan Fox and kept it and followed him, and then Mike Jones up into the hole, almost like a double lead, and he carried it down inside the 5. That's going to be second down to 4 to go. Second down and goal to go from the 4. There's so many things they could run here. You just don't know what they're going to pull. And right now, they don't have to do anything fancy. He's going to roll out, and he's going to score. And there's going to be a flag. There's going to be a flag there, folks. That play is going to come back. I believe there's going to be a block in the back there that really didn't need to be because they weren't going to get to Justin in time.
Holding the call on Salina South.
Now take the ball out to the 13-yard line. I'm going to mark it at the 12.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Yeah, you got second down and goal to go from the 12 now. Now you might want to think about throwing it or doing another rollout and let Justin make a decision whether to throw it or to run it. I don't know what's going on. They have one of the, I think it's Zach Nakbar talking to the referee. I don't know why they're going to run the time down. Ran the clock down and called a timeout. And the wind is back to gusting again. It keeps going through this thing. Gust doesn't gust. Well, this will be the first time in many years that South has beaten Hutch in back-to-back games. And people say, well, you know, Hutch is kind of beat up. Well, so is South. But Hutch is still Hutch. They're still a loaded team. And we'll find out October 11th how good Hutch is, because Hutch has to go down and play Derby at Derby. Told Randy I'd love to be there for that game. See the matchup between Randy Dreiling and Brandon Clark, the two head coaches. Teams do not like each other. I don't really know about the coaches not liking each other. I've been told they don't like each other, but I don't know that for sure or not.
Second down goal.
And I'm not going to say bad about any of the other coaches. I like both guys. There's going to be a flag. It's going to be a quick pitch to Mike, who will score, but we got a flag on the far side.
There is a flag on the play.
They get together and have their conference. Illegal procedure. I don't think they had 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage. That's back another 5. That's 2 touchdowns taken off the board now. Yep. Did not have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. Because if it's a dead ball penalty, they would have blown the ball dead as of someone being in the neutral zone. And since they allowed the play to continue, that was my first thought. It was not enough men up on the line. You have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. There's a draw, delayed handoff to Mike Jones, who's going to carry it down to the 13-yard line, pick up a 4. I thought that was going to go for more than that. I thought they had that pretty well blocked, but someone got free. You got 3rd down and 13. And there's a quick pitch, and we got a flag again. Mike Jones will kick down inside to 10. I think we had someone jump early over on the south side again.
Flag on the play.
Yep, legal procedure. They had somebody who jumped. Now, if you're Randy Dreiling, that's going to force a 4th and goal, long goal from the. There were enough guys in the line of scrimmage. I thought I saw someone move over there.
Jones's carry is good for 4 yards. Brings up 4th down goal for the Cougars.
4th down and goal from the 9-yard line. They've had 2 scores taken off the board because of penalties. One, a keeper by Justin Stonebreaker around the right end, and then a quick toss to Mike Jones around the left. They're doing a quick toss again to Mike Jones, and he's going to score. Well, I guess third time is charmed. Quick toss, let Mike read the hole, and once he saw the hole, he exploded through it.
Out to attempted point after number 10.
Here's Kevin Cross in for the kick. Kick is up and good. With 7:32 to go in the fourth quarter, you got a score of Salina South 48, Hutch 10. And I'm about to become a frozen popsicle. Well, folks, I'm trying to stay warm here. I'm just as cold standing as I am sitting, but at least my pacing back and forth. I'm trying to get something going in your body. All right, one of the up men, what they call the middle up men, not on the front line blockers, bounced directly to him.
Number 3, Lucas Dunbar, the returner for
And
Hutchison.
Lucas Dunbar, who had some family, good football players years back there for Hutchison.
Tackle made by number 23, Josh Ferguson. Hutchison ball first.
And they got the ball at the 41.
41-yard line.
Hutch has got to score quick. Okay, this is a man come back in motion from the left to the from the right side back to the left, and it's again a misdirection play.
Richard Walters.
And Richard Walters had that, and here comes the JV. Here comes the JV, and the starters are getting a standing ovation from the South crowd. And I think that was Kel Polk being, he's going to carry it up to the 45.
Tackle by number 52, Garrett Mortimer.
And there it'll be a 3rd down and 6. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Driley maybe keep the offense in for a couple of series, whether they score or not, so they can try to get some rhythm, some consistency, some positive going for their offense, because they really just not had it tonight against South. And good, a quick hitter to Pope. The ball's on the ground.
Number 27,
And South came up with it. That's the 5th turnover. And I believe that's the 3rd fumble by Mr. Pope. He's had a tough game. He's ran hard. He's had some effective runs. But he's got to learn how to hold on to it. He's not a big kid. I told you, he only runs about 170 pounds. But you got to protect that ball. He needs to be able to wrap that up that ball and control it. Now this is where you're going to be missing. You're missing your backup quarterback, Dalton Wasserberg. You're missing your backup tailback, Eric McCullough. There's a fumble. Now the umpire's saying the ball was the player was down.
Number 43, Samuel Corona, the Cougar ball carrier.
See, Samuel Corona is a sophomore, 5'7", 165-pound running back.
It's a gain of 2.
And just
Second
like
down,
college or pros, the ground cannot cause a fumble. Once the knee or the elbow is down, that running back, ball carrier, whichever name you want to call him, is down. Now that you got a quarterback, he's watching. There you go. There's the 5-second count by the backfield judge. He's going to do a quick pitch to Sam, who makes some cuts. He showed a little bit of speed and elusiveness.
Samuel Corona, again, Cougar ball carrier. Tackled by number 23 of the Saltbox, Luther.
That's a good sign. He's got a little bit of speed to him, got some quickness, got some cutback ability, which means he's got some vision. I'm glad to see somebody with the name Corona, which I do take as Hispanic. With the number of Hispanic kids, I love to see more of the Hispanic kids playing football. They're proven to be good football players around the country. Evidence Tony Gonzalez. Here's a quick pitch to him. He tried to cut into a hole, and there was just no hole there. He might have been better off just keeping it and going on around the corner with it.
On the play by number 32, Jared Page.
You got 4:08 and counting.
Fourth down.
The South is not going to punt. Maybe they are. No, they're not. Because Jacob Foster, the young man I told you about who's the backup punter, is in at wide receiver. He's not in to punt. Both his mom and dad were good athletes. Here's a quick pitch to Corona. He's going to carry it down to about the 41-yard line, and that's where they'll turn the ball over on downs.
Tackled by number 32, Jared Page. Corona picks up 3 yards on the play. Salina South will turn the ball over on downs. It'll be first down 10 for Hutchison at their own 40-yard line.
And let's see if, Randy has put in his JVs in now, so we got JV versus JV. This does help you down the road, especially for next year. And it might help you towards the end of the year if you still could have injury problems. There's a flag. I don't know if there was a face mask or a hold.
Cody Curl, the ball carrier for Hutchison, tackled by number 75.
Looks like a face
Young
mask.
Of the Cougars.
Face mask. It's going to be a 5-yard incidental face mask.
5-yard face mask, the initial indication.
The full face mask is a 15-yard.
5-yard face mask on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Which means he grabbed it and let go. When you grab it and hold on, that's the 15-yarder. Boy, folks, this wind is really biting. I won't make this mistake again. And that run would give him enough for a first down over the 50. Band's still in it, the students still in it. You see a lot of the adults are still here. Although after the South got this big lead and it gotten really cold, some of the people have gone home to finally maybe have a hot chocolate and listen to it on the radio. They'll carry the ball down inside the
Number 31.
inside the
Nick
45. It looks like
the Hutchison ball carrier.
down to about the
Tackled by the Cougars number 48.
44.
Gain of 3 yards.
Pick up a 3 yards only.
Second down 7 for Hutchison.
And I can tell you right now that junior varsity, second, third team, whatever you want to call them out there on defense for South, they do not want to give up a score. You got 2:22 and counting on the clock. And I don't think he's going to get it back to, he might give him 2 yards.
31, Nick Murillo, the ball carrier for Hutchison.
Down to about the 42.
Tackled by number 75, Jeremy Young.
Will be 3rd down and 4 to go from there.
Gain of 2, brings up 3rd down.
As you can hear, the band's into it, the students are into it, they're enjoying this night. They are celebrating this night. Man in motion come through, and he had a nice hole, take it down to the 35, and that would be a 1st down. You got a minute 31.
Number 6,
And the clock stops on the 1st down. As soon as the chains are made, referee will start the clock.
by number 21, Philip Albert.
And there he goes.
Steven Slayton.
There he goes.
A gain of 6 yards, result in a 1st down for Hutchison. 1st down 10 at the Salina South 35.
And I was wrong. It was a minute 32, not at 1:22. It was around about minute 14 and counting. A double lead. That man coming back where the wing came back in motion, then jumps into the hole to block for the up back.
31, Nick Murillo, the ball carrier for Hutchison.
He's going to carry it down inside the 30.
Tackled by number 23, Josh.
And as a coach,
Ferguson.
you're just hoping the kids get some playing time and no one gets
Gain of
hurt.
6
And
on the play.
go to the locker room and get warm, and for South, go eat. For Hutch, maybe go eat, then take the bus home, or take the bus home and eat back at home. I don't expect them to throw it. They're not. There's a toss of that. The man coming in motion. He's going to take it down inside the 25.
Number 31, Nick
That's going to be enough
Murillo.
for a 1st down. And you got 20 seconds on the clock.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Again, that will start as soon as the referee, and he starts it right now.
Caden Monte.
And they're not going to snap the ball again. That's going to be the game, folks. South's going to have a nice victory of 48-10 over Hutch. And yes, Hutch is banged up, but so is South.
10.
But the better team won, and they won quite easily. And I would say they handled this Hutch team. And I will see you all at the post-game show. Welcome to the post-game show, Week 5, and what a convincing victory. South 48, Hutch 10. The only, I'd say, mishap, it was your first extra point went bad. Almost turned into a comedy of errors there. After that, though, you score in very first play scrimmage, 74 yards, Mike Jones, and that set the tone for the game.
Yeah, and, you know, I've really felt like after the Mays loss, and it was a tough loss, and you know, we were dealing with some injuries and some kind of devastating ones, and I think we had a hard time psychologically, you know, as an entire team getting over that. And I think there was a little bit of, you know, we feel pretty good, you know, we knock off Big Derby, and you know, ever since that loss, I've felt great about how our kids are responding. And I know the next week we lose to Blue Valley, but our practices the last 3 weeks have been phenomenal, and it's, you know, I felt us as growing. I think I told you after the Blue Valley game that I feel like we're getting our identity a little bit on offense and defense, and we're kind of, you know, building that chemistry that's important, and it showed tonight.
I want to talk defense for you because I love defense. I preach that the best way to stop any offense is penetration. And wow, did we do that tonight. We caused, I think, 5-6 turnovers by Hutch. And their backup running back, Tikel Pope, sophomore, quick guy, hard to bring down. But I think you forced 3 fumbles out of him. And there was some hard hitting by line to line of scrimmage. We were seeing that you were twisting your inside tackles, it looked like at times. Is there anything else? Were you shooting linebackers?
No, I mean, our defensive line is really good. And it starts with Cole Smith, but he's a special player, but the other 3 guys are great players, and we want to, after that, I'm going back to the week 2 thing again, but we kind of thought we were soft a little bit, and we wanted to get back to playing our brand of football, physical football, and I really thought we did that tonight.
You did. You manhandled the line on both sides, offense and defense. You come out, you kick off second half, they bring down and they score the only touchdown of the game, and they only had 2 drives. Their first drive in the first half, you hold them to a field goal. But then you score on the very first play, second half, 52 yards, Mike Jones. You do like a squib kick that bounced off the return man's shoulder pads, went forward. You fell on it. You scored in the very next play. You scored 14 points in 27 seconds. That had to really get your side excited.
Yeah, and that opening drive by them was that's an awfully tough offense to stop, and I thought they did a great job of being patient because we weren't giving up big yards. It was 2-3 yards at a time, but they ran 8 minutes off the clock and they were in a 24-point hole. We don't like them to score, but we can live with that, and we really got on our offense that it's critical that we respond there and slam the door shut. And obviously first play we pop it, and then the kickoff, we weren't trying to get the ball back. We were just trying not to have them get a big return. Our kids make a play, and we kind of wanted to go for the shot there for Zach and put the nail in the coffin, and the kids executed it well and got it in.
Yeah, and that was a 32-yard pass play from John Strobrecker to Zach Nakbar, and that was perfectly thrown because the defensive back, I think, was a little bit short, and he tried, and Justin did a perfect high enough that Zach got it, and he didn't really have to sprint into the end zone. It was a perfect executed play.
Yeah, those 2 have great chemistry. They're both playmakers, and they're both awfully good at what they do, and having receivers like that in a pass game makes our offense really tough to stop. With you have to worry about Mike too, and Justin run the ball too, and so yeah, we really like where our offense is at. We think we can get better, and we need to get better to make a run that we want to make.
Well, I tell you, I thought one of the best runs that Mike Jones made was down here second half, and it looked like it was a quick pitch to the left. It looked like he was going to be tackled twice for a loss. He made some moves, made some people miss, and then picked 4 or 5 yards. And to me, that showed more than just sprinting for a touchdown.
Yeah, Mike has after the first couple weeks, when he was getting in that kind of dancing mode and trying to hit home runs every play, and man, he's been coming on strong, and he was special tonight. Some of those runs, and like you said, it's not necessarily the touchdown runs. He had some unbelievable runs where when he finds that seam, he's punching that accelerator, and he's got a heck of an accelerator to punch. But he's been really good for us lately.
And not only that he's not going down with the first hit. He's fighting, he's picking up yards.
Oh, he ran really tough tonight, and Mike has an uncanny ability. No matter where he gets spun around in or stuff, he knows north and south, and he's got this great internal compass. He always falls forward, and that's what makes him a heck of a player.
He reminds me a little bit of Marcus Allen. That Marcus wasn't a big guy, but he could slither through, find a seam, and make you pay for it.
Absolutely. That's what I've always described Mike as is Marcus Allen. I mean, that's that gliding style, and when he hits that seam, he has a way. Marcus Allen was great at deadening the shoulder when contact came, and Mike has that same ability to just kind of slough guys off a little bit, and you're dead on there. I really think his game's a lot like Marcus Allen's.
And I know he can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. You didn't really see it tonight because you didn't need to, But when you add that threat to his running ability, that's just a nightmare for a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's a weapon that we like to use a lot and can do some different things with him. He's very versatile.
And you had some catches by Mr. Rooks tonight. That now is nice because that offsets Zach on the other side. They're going to have to just not keep rolling safeties over on Zach's side. They're going to might have to keep one over on the other side as well.
Yeah, what we feel great about all our receivers. Mitch is a heck of a player. He's a big target, catches the ball really well, probably the best hands on the team, and is a really smart kid. He runs great routes, and Marcotte was out tonight, and he should be back, next week practicing with us, and we feel like we have a deep receiving core. The young kid Becker is a sophomore, and Andrew Haynes a senior. Last year we felt like it was kind of a weakness for us offensively, and it's funny what a year does, and you get some younger kids and some seniors that are ready to step up and be the guys, and we feel great about where we're at there.
And I love that you I thought that if you scored that last touchdown, I said don't be surprised if we see the second team come in, and you let the starting defense play one snap, changed out, and they got a standing ovation. But I was really impressed that your second teamers, they didn't give up much yardage. I mean, Hutch kind of moved the ball, but they weren't giving up anything.
No, we maybe are a little bit different than a lot of teams, and we really feel like the first 6 weeks we're more worried about ourselves than our record and stats and things like that. We want to get our entire roster better and freshmen through seniors, and we feel good about our second unit. They probably get more snaps than maybe they should in practice, and that maybe a lot of other people do, but it's critical. Obviously, we've proven it this year. You have injuries every year, and it's critical to get those backups and even then some threes ready to go when that happens. So they're ready to shine, and a lot of those kids have played a lot this year so far, and have done well when they got in.
And that helps us out down the year, and it definitely helps us out next year. I thought Coach Hooper called an excellent game in offense, one of the best. I went up, shook his hand, told him, and said, "Hoop, great game." And you guys kept them off balance.
Yeah, and that's something that we've lacked probably the last 3 years is a really potent passing attack, and a lot personnel-wise, not having a ton of receivers and things like that. And when you got a kid like Justin and the receivers that we do, that's like I said, it makes us really tough when we're really balanced and you can't stack the box on us, or we'll kill you in the air, and you start worrying about Zach out on the edge and bringing guys out there, then Mike and Ryan are running the ball and getting big yards.
Randy told me for the game he was going to try to do something to help out the linebackers, and I kind of thought he might bring a safety up in the box, which he did, and you guys made him pay for it.
Yeah, we put them in a tough position. They were bringing their outside backers up on the line of scrimmage, so we just started getting the ball out to Zach, and he's one-on-one with the corner, and we like that matchup.
Oh yeah, he made a lot of people shake and bake, and they were grabbing dust, and we got I know one touchdown on he broke because he faked a guy out, and plenty of first downs. Now injury-wise, did you come out of the game fairly well?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we had a backup getting dinged up in the head a little bit on a kickoff, but for playing a team like Hutch, you worry about that a lot because it's going to be a physical battle, and I think we did all right.
Yeah, there was some little extracurricular activity after a couple snaps and one 15-yarder, but it was a very hotly contested game, but it was a clean game. Now, you got some people that you should expect back within a week or two to help you out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we should be getting, Dalton Walsenberg's out right now. Cole Hoover's been out since the Derby game. We hope that he's back here in the next couple of weeks, and Eric McCullough should be back next week. And so hopefully we're kind of getting a little healthy here. So, it's going to be critical down the stretch that we have all hands on deck and make a run at it.
Now, how's Aaron Marr doing?
Aaron's good. He's got a broken hand and a broken ankle, and he was ready to go tonight if we needed him, and obviously we didn't. And so hopefully we can give him some rest and get things healed up. And obviously he's a dynamic player when you get him on the field, with those other guys. And he was early on. He was kind of saying, "Nah, I kind of want to get in," and I said, "Let's be patient." And we want to be smart about it.
Yeah, and when he told me he had a broken ankle, I just kind of looked at him like, you're crazy, aren't you? And I looked over at his dad, and Mom goes, no. And Doc Harbin couldn't believe it, but he's walking. Now, you have Newton coming in here. Newton was a physical team with Central. I mean, they just pounded them, and it was that off-tackle quarterback read where they brought, I believe, a tackle and a guard around. You probably have seen plenty of film on them. You looking forward to this matchup?
Yeah, they have a new coach, and Newton's always had great offensive lines, and they're really kind of using those guys this year, really coming at you, playing physical football like you said, and they're going to be a tough challenge. Sometimes you see Newton on the schedule and you think, here we go, an easy one, and it's going to be a big game for us. We can't afford to not play well rolling into district play.
I talked about this with Randy for the game. I didn't get a chance to talk to you. I had a nice conversation with Coach Guzman last night and from Mays, and I said what's really helped is seeing that Newton has gotten better, Mays has gotten better, McPherson's gotten better, and these were teams that used to be able to blow out, but that doesn't make your team better. It can make your scrubs better because they get into the end. But facing quality opponent week in and week out, that's how you really can improve and get ready for the postseason.
Absolutely. The AVCTL is a great league, and we like to think that it's the best league in the state. I'm sure other people would argue that don't play in our league, but there's no off nights. And then you add a team like Blue Valley to your schedule, and it's important for us to play big-time competition. I think it gets you ready for those big-time games that are going to be there in district play and in the playoffs.
Well, folks, this was as convincing a win I've seen by South. It was a little payback. We have not beaten Hutch here on our field in quite some time. We beat them last year, Hanley. We come back, beat them here. I think this is the first back-to-back wins versus Hutch in some years to come. We had a good turnout. It turned chilly, but the people stood in, and the kids were into it. The band was into it, and I could see the excitement with your team on the sideline.
Yeah, the energy tonight was great, and when those stands are packed, those kids, those juices get going, and we have a great band and student section, and it was electric at times tonight.
It really was. Folks, next week we've got Newton coming in here. This, I believe, is going to be a dogfight. This is a strong physical team, but Central moved the ball on them. I know that South can move the ball on them. We need a good turnout like we did tonight. Come better prepared. I am, because this is what I came with. I almost feel like a frozen popsicle, but I'm ready to go home and get some hot chocolate. But next week, be here. Friday Night Football. Thanks, Sam. Go have a good time with the team. Thank you. And we'll see you next week.
Mowry Clinic provides the Salina community with a comprehensive spectrum of services delivered with compassion and sensitivity. We strive to create a partnership with our patients that promotes health and well-being in all phases of life. We care about our patients, we care about providing quality health care services, and we care about our community. Chances are you know many of us because Mowry Clinic physicians live in Salina. We are coaches for youth sports teams and leaders for Boy Scouts and 4-H. We offer time, talent, and financial support to a variety of community events and charities. Our children attend school with your children. Our families attend worship services with your families. And we are proud to call Salina home. We have a vested interest in the success of this community, and we remain committed to an independent practice model that promotes our proud heritage and philosophy to provide quality medical care centered on the relationship between each patient and the physician of their choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose a doctor dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in healthcare services. Choose Mowry Clinic.
I was diagnosed with stage 1 prostate cancer. There were a lot of concerns that went through my mind, and I visited with my family. It's an emotional deal. I chose to get it out of my body. I wanted that cancer gone. And I asked the doctor, kind of put him on the spot, said, if I was your father, what would you recommend? He said, I'd recommend a radical with the Da Vinci method, the least invasive and the quickest recovery of any that we have available today. I had the surgery performed at Salina Regional Health Center. It's a very safe way to get this done. There were just 5 small incisions, and that was it. I was up and around a few hours after surgery, walking the halls. Within 3 weeks, I was back to doing pretty much whatever I needed to do. Considering everything that was done, it was relatively simple.
The friendly staff at Salina Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Clinic, located at 523 South Santa Fe, are always welcoming new patients to serve in the areas of sports medicine, total joint care, and more. You can contact the office at 785-823-7213 or toll free at 1-866-406-4141.